You're listening to the Impact Implosion on the Angry Marks Podcast Network.
It is August 30th, 2018. It's another episode of the Impact Implosion here on the AngryMarks Podcast Network. As always, I'm Seth Drake, and on the other end is the runover kid to my pinatas in a Mexican death match, Mr. Mike Poland.
A pinata in a Mexican death match, not racist in the least bit.
God. As you could tell from that introduction, I am not exactly the most happy person right now, and I will get to that. But first, let's get to actually another show that was Triple Mania, which was Saturday, and we had a certain new champion of the AAA Mega, the Mega title change hands. Phoenix won.
Ray Phoenix.
Yep, Phoenix is the new champ.
Yep.
So, and of course, as we'll have a X Division Championship match with the new AAA champion, it'll be the opener.
Which we'll get to.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Impact is going to be taping in Mexico.
Oh yeah, they're going to be taping in Mexico City in September, and they're going to be taping in Las Vegas in November.
Yep.
And
they're going to be part of MediaCon, which I believe is
it's Saturday, I think. I don't know. I don't know when it is. Not this Saturday. Maybe next Saturday.
It's next Saturday. I don't think it's
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, on to the show.
On to this show.
Boy.
Let's talk about the first show. Let's get this out of the way. This was the show that pissed me off. We start off with Eddie Edwards. He gives a promo about he got his ass kicked the last 2 weeks with Killer Cross, and he says, but I dusted myself off, and I'm back in this ring looking for a fight. So since I'm a man with nothing to lose, making me a more dangerous person, I'm calling you two out, Aries and Cross. Because he had a vision of cracking his kendo stick over their heads.
Is he a Sandman
Of course,
now?
I don't know, but Aries and Cross, of course, answer this demand, and he says Eddie had his chance, and he blew it. They do some more taunts. Eddie gets attacked. Eddie attacks, but the two beat him up quickly, and they put him in a cross jacket figure four leg lock at the same time. Then they're about to threaten to end his career with a chair shot to the throat, but Moose comes in and saves Eddie.
Yep.
OVE cam time, and Helen repeats what he said 2 weeks ago. Now, it's 2 weeks ago, but it was last week then, about everything happening to them being Pentagon Jr.'s fault. So this Mexican death match will be one-on-one. Both Phoenix and the Chris brothers won't be at ringside.
Okay, then.
I couldn't fast forward through the ads, so I had to wait a bit until the next thing. Moose and Eddie are backstage, and Alyssa is happy Moose is back. Eddie says things are looking up, and he's like, we're back together. And Alyssa's like, dude, no, you're still crazy. I'm glad I got my own match to deal with. So next is the best match of the night. Matt Sydal versus Zachary Wentz. Zachary Wentz did some impressive moves here, but Sydal is still is enlightenment crap, and it'll open more people's third eye. And Seidel hits his finisher with no name for the win.
The finisher with no name.
Yeah. So, backstage, we find out Colt and Lee are Eli Drake fanboys.
Of course.
And Eli's like, what the hell? We're not friends, man. I only needed you two to deal with Grado and Joe Hendry, and I didn't even need you then. I basically did it all by myself. These two ran to enter the room through a door. And you'll find out the name of these two random dudes later. But basically, Colt of Lee takes the challenge. They'll face the two random guys later tonight. Eli Drake laughs and he says, I have to see this. And two random dudes like, so Josh talks about Impact doing tapings in Mexico City this September. And then we get the first time Brian Cage talks, but it's in the video package, not in the ring. He talks about how Phoenix is great and all that, but everything Phoenix can do, he can do. So yeah, champion versus champion next week. Then we talk about the Rock and Rager crew by Chris Jericho, which has two Impact versus ROH matches, LAX versus the Young Bucks and Marty Scurll versus Sami Callihan.
Yep.
GWN moment of the week is the return of AJ Styles in 2013, where he saves James Storm from a beatdown from Bad Influence, only to deck James Storm. So earlier today, Fallah Bahh went shopping. And he got something for KM. And KM's like, really? You want to do this? And Bah's like, yeah, Bah. Yeah, so basically, yes. So, yes, he leaves KM like, all right. So, another video package to hype up the Mexican Death Match. And next we get Gama Singh to introduce the Desi Hit Squad, and their opponents are Fallah Bahh and KM. A little nervous. He comes out with Fallah Bahh like tights. And he has to wrestle barefoot now, too. Like Bahh does. Again, KM and Fallah Bahh, they do the log rolls, do their usual spots. This time, though, KM hits the powerbomb to the knees, and Fallah Bahh does the bonsai drop, and those two get their first win.
Yeah!
Yay, they finally win. So meanwhile, backstage, Katarina's like, Grado, you keep losing. Stop losing. Yeah, and Joe Hendry tries to say, Grado, look, you remember that sprint you wanted to run in, and how'd you finish? Dead last. He's like, but then the next year you worked, and how'd you finish in? Second to dead last. And he's like, yeah, but it's an improvement. You got an improvement. Not much of an improvement, but it's an improvement all the same. You'll get better if you try harder. So, come on. So, Katarina Hendry leave, and Scarlett Bordeaux shows up with CGI Smoke and Bobo there to fanning her. And Scarlett says,
weird trumpet theme.
Scarlett says, hey, I'll help you guys. How about you, Grado, you and Scarlett, Katarina, and Hendry go on the Smoke show next week. And she's like, I can help you, but you got to do something for me first. Which means Grado's got a pole dance.
Oh, God.
Yes. For Scarlett Bordeaux, Grado pole dances and gets smacked in the ass. I would never want to see that again.
I'm glad I missed it.
Yep. Next, we got Kiera Hogan versus Alicia Edwards. And Josh, before it said, Eddie got attacked by the world champion, Killer Cross, and Austin Aries. And I'm like, Josh?
Flip those two around.
Flip those two around. Unless I checked, Aries was world champion. Unless Killer Cross won over some weekend. The hell? It was bad. It was botched.
Yeah.
They botched a drop kick to the corner spot. They looked so awkward doing it, and Kiera Hogan won with the credenza. I was thankful this was over. But Allie has a mic.
Alicia can't win her first match, huh?
Alicia can't win, no. Alicia's
wonderful.
not yet. and Kira Hogan wins basically one of her first matches, So Allie grabs a mic. She congratulates Kira, and she says, I got to say something. And Kira's like, say it! So, yeah, It's all about Allie now. And Allie says, I have to put an end to Su Yung, but I keep having to look over my shoulders for a week. Let's have it be a triple threat match. And then Josh, of course, says, it'll be for the Knockouts title. A triple threat for the Knockouts title.
You gave it away, Josh.
Well, no, and it gets even better later. Earlier today, Johnny Impact's at a pool party, gets attacked by Congo Cat, but Johnny Impact comes back and throws Congo into the pool. And it's the way, it's like, remember when Reigns tried to spear Braun Strowman into the ambulance, but Braun moved him?
Yeah, he wanders his way into the ambulance.
Johnny Impact, so basically like the same thing happens. Johnny Impact, Congo Kong Cat charges at Johnny. Johnny moves out of the way and pushes Congo Cat into the pool. Just runs right in the pool.
Match.
Yep. So then we get a video package with the promo Allie just cut earlier before the last commercial break. But it's even better because Tessa Blanchard comes in and says, I'm only doing this match if it's for the Knockouts title.
Yay.
Which would be a good idea to make this a Knockouts title match if Josh didn't just blurt out it's the Knockouts title match next week. So earlier today, Rich Swann gets interviewed. He's on the streets with the interview girl. He basically says why he joined Impact Wrestling. He says, I hear so much great things about this product and all this great stuff about it. I'm like, dude, the real reason you're here because WWE fired you.
Yep.
Because you got into an incident with, by the way, your wife, the Knockouts champion, Su Yung. So, yeah. Rich says his ultimate goal is to get the X Division title, and we find out that Rich Swann is facing Petey Williams next week.
Yay!
Get a Pentagon Jr. like promo from whatever dimension he's in, because he's not backstage. It's always right up in his face, and he's like basically all because he's basically all Spanish, and he says. He's the king of the Mexican death match, and Sammy will learn to respect him through pain. Yeah. Then we get a Aries and Cross interview. Aries is like, I thought I was done with Moose, but I guess I'm not. So next week, YouTube does too. Yeah, basically. So it's time for the Eli Drake comes out with the Cult of Lee behind him. And Eli Drake basically is saying the whole time, hey, these two aren't my friends, man. I just want to see this match. And, by the way, the two other guys get jobber entrances. No music whatsoever. They're already in the ring. It's Brendan Tidwell and Mr. Atlantis. Mm-hmm. So this match was short, very short. And the random guys win.
Yeah.
So Eli Drake's like, this is a disaster, man. I'm out of here. This looks terrible. I'm laughing. So yeah. So it's time for the LAX segment.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, yep. LAX is celebrating how they won the street fight, and Conan talks about how great it was to finally hit that slapjack on King, and it was so satisfying to knock him out. So, and they put the tag titles on this random kid named Richie. By the way, there's a bunch of other people there too. And so he puts tag titles on this kid, both belts, and he's like, so they all decide Conan's got something special he wants to show them, so they got to cross the street. Meanwhile, the OGs Hernandez, Homicide driving, and King in the background are going to run him over.
Oh, no.
They're going to do a hit and run. What happens is everyone else sees the car, runs away, except the stupid kid. And yes, it's a hit and run on a freaking kid.
Wonderful.
And even better, they do the camera point of view of the kid with his eyes opening and closing. I seriously banged my head against the desk the first time I saw this. Impact. Even in the craziest days of WWE, where they did a lot of shit, including eventually a freaking necrophilia angle and shit, which was more disgusting, but still the point. They never involved kids in any of this shit. They never had kids getting hurt.
No.
Kids over. You know why? Because that shit's stupid. Because it's pointless. Because it's fucking pointless to have a kid get hurt.
Not going to get a single more fan.
And what's this going to do? I'll tell you what it's going to do. It's just going to continue this feud that basically LAX has been winning this whole time. The OGs haven't gotten a single win in yet by these two. Except that one tag match where they jobbed two jabrones.
Yep.
Oh, wait, they did that twice against two jabrones. They did that twice. Did that thing twice. But, yeah, this is pointless. This is the street fight, LAX won. The 5150 street fight, LAX won. The only reason you're continuing this feud because, one, you beat them up and stole the tag titles, and two, now you run over a fucking kid.
And three, there's no other tag teams.
There are other tag teams, but they don't want to do anything.
Oh, they've beaten OVE and the Cult of Lee are jobbers.
And you want to know what's even worse? This episode did good rating. This episode got an improvement from last week's ratings because some people who had actually heard word of mouth, including one of our alumni, Ciara, watched this show.
Ugh.
And she said, I'm watching Impact for the first time in years, and I see a kid getting run over.
Oh, no.
Congratulations, Impact. Those fans who might have been coming at are probably like, this company ain't the fucking is a fucking safe. We're out of here. Fuck this. So, yeah, you got the good rating now, which was from weeks and weeks of good shows. You had been getting better, and you threw this shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck. And I have written this down because I am nominating this for the Golden Turducken in November. I've written this down. I already got this whole LAX OGs feud nominated because of this. And it's going to get worse, too. I've read the tapings. It's going to get worse.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It didn't happen this week. The show upcoming I'm talking about, but it's going to get worse. Trust me. Although we had some stupid stuff that this week, too. So, anyways, Josh and Don at least talk about this incident. Unlike the time James Storm pushed Mickey James onto the train tracks. Where they're like, well, next thing. They didn't even mention that. They didn't even put a second into, but, this would have been maybe a little better if this was the last thing they showed at Impact. Nope. We got to move on. We're going to take a few seconds to realize this. And then we got the Mexican death match with Pentagon Jr. and Sammy Callahan. And all across each corner, there is a fucking piñata in each of them. 4 piñatas.
Racist.
That is fucking racist. So, yes. And they use the piñatas as weapon. The first piñata has a staple gun in it. which
Yes.
Pentagon
Jack influenced.
uses to staple Sammy's shoulders, his groin, and then his head, and his hat on his head, which he yanks off.
Was that before or after he stapled it?
That was after he stapled it.
Yeah.
He yanked the hat off after it was stapled.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next is an electric razor. The crowd wants Pentagon to shave his beard. To shave Sammy's beard.
Wonderful.
So at this point, I'm like, good God, Impact, you are drunk and shockingly racist, as cinemas say. So the next pinata has a bat.
Okay,
The final pinata has Legos. Not
Why?
Legos.
This is supposed to be a serious thing, and you now turn it into comedy.
And both men put package pile drivers onto the Legos. Oh, by the way, both time kick out.
Well, they're now Lego maniacs.
Yep. The crowd now wants fire. They don't get fire.
Thank God.
But they don't get fire. And Sammy Callahan wins after pile driving Pentagon Jr. from the top rope into a table. This wasn't good.
This is a serious feud that you basically turn into a comedy thing.
And not only this whole thing, that terrible match with that terrible Alicia Kira Hogan match.
Right.
The racist part of making this a Mexican death match of, oh yeah, we're going to put piñatas here. We're going to have Grado freaking pole dance for nobody's entertainment. And finally, we have a kid getting run over.
This might be the worst Impact of the year.
This was fucking horrible. This was horse shit to watch.
Yeah.
This was fucking bad. And B, B, C, B, 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 F.
F.
Fucking F. Fuck this show.
And we have another one to cover.
Yeah. Then we start off with next. I'm like, please be better than last week. Oh, it's better than last week. That ain't saying much.
Not by much.
But we start off with, of course, the champion versus champion match, which should be the main event, but for the X Division title. But nope, it's our opener. Nope. It's our fucking opener. And this was probably the best match on the card. Brian Cage does a 619.
Yes. A big man.
Does a rolling cutter onto the stage. And the crowd, at least early, says fight forever. This is a good match. Oh, don't do that. And then while they go to a commercial break, we see a StarCast commercial, which is tomorrow.
Actually, I think it's going on right now.
Yeah, it's $100, kids. I'm not going to spend that money.
No, don't do that.
Watch all in, but I ain't spending $100 to watch people talking and doing shit.
No, I can watch that. I can listen to that for free.
Yeah, at some point. So, yeah.
They put it on YouTube or something.
Yeah, so Brian Cage wins with the top rope, by the way, really top rope, power bomb for the 3 count.
Yo, Mike Awesome power bomb where he has him on the top rope and just tosses him.
Yeah, just tosses him. And he wins. So Brian Cage is still champ. By the way, Pentagon Jr. was out there too.
After the match, OVE and Callahan come out.
OVE attacks the Lucha Brothers. Brian Cage considers helping, backs away before running out there and clearing out OVE. Basically beating them all up. And OVE's pissed at this. So then the announcers go, and they quiet because the crowd says, "We want Jericho. We want Jericho."
Goody.
Yeah, and the crowd says, "Hey, it could happen."
Just like the kid and Angels in the outfield.
Yep, it could happen. So, video package promoting Eddie Edwards and Moose versus Austin Aries and Killer Cross. By the way, Moose says, Aries, you made 2 mistakes. 1, you gave me a concussion, and 2, you beat up on my friend Eddie Edwards. Boy, are you...
but at least he didn't say you didn't finish the job.
Yeah. So we go backstage. An SUV comes to a place where they're not on the list, and it's Bobo trying to say, "But of course we're on the list." And he's like, "Sorry, you're not on the list." And
We work here.
Scarlett Bordeaux comes out with CGI smoke. I'm serious. This is CGI smoke. This is not real, kids. And she goes to the guy and says, "Come on, let us in. Let us in. Be nice." And they say, "Okay." So let him in. Let him in immediately. Open the gates. Let him in. Then we go.
We let her in.
Yep. GW moment of the week. Grado defeats Al Snow. Al Snow raises Grado's hand. The beatdown clan attacks, and Drew Galloway shows up to save the day. Which, by the way, I think he hit low-key legit and gigged him. Cheeks bleeding from the back of the head.
Whoops.
Yeah, he legit got him with that pipe. He legit hit him. So then they promote the fact that they're doing tapings in Mexico City on the 13th and 14th.
Yay.
So then we go to the OG's clubhouse. Hernandez is upset. He's like, "Dude, man, we hit a kid." The Homicide's like, "I thought that..." And King's like, "Hey, it's a kid's fault for being there."
Compassionate, are we?
Yeah, compassionate shithead, are we? So
I mean, at least Hernandez was trying to be.
Yeah, and Homicide's like, "Man, stop talking about that, man." He's trying to say, "Dude, don't think about it." And King's like, "Oh, fuck that kid." So he gets a call and tells the OGs not to make a move until he gets back.
And we'll see the same segment a little bit later with the other LAX.
So here's the thing, as someone else mentioned, why has King not been arrested for attempted vehicular homicide?
Pro wrestling, everybody.
King ran a kid. This is not pro wrestling. This is a crime. A fucking crime. This is the point where you don't wrestle a match. There is no wrestling anymore. A kid got run over.
Oh, boy. I can't explain this one.
I can't either. So video package to hype up the Knockouts triple threat match. And, yeah, it's the same video package we saw last week. And, oh, by the way, we skip out that Josh said, blurted out, "Oh, it's for the title!" Before Tessa Blanchard's as it's got to be for the title, and she's going to accept it. So Tessa Blanchard interviews. She talks about the pressure she may have in this match, and she's used to that pressure because she has it every day. But she is confident because what is important to the Blanchard name is to take the gold here.
Oh, really? That's what's important?
As important, Blanchard name is to be successful, be the best, and to do that, you got to take the gold. So here comes Eli Drake. Eli Drake with his music that I wish he would go back to his old music. I really do. I don't like this newer version of it. So Eli Drake calls out both Brandon Tidwell and Mr. Atlantis, who again have no music, and the crowd asks, "Who are they?"
We already covered that.
Yes. By the way, you saw him last week. So Eli Drake allows the two to introduce themselves. Crowd just calls the two guys dummies.
Goody.
And he's like, guys, their families are here, and they're local guys. Don't call them dummies. So Eli Drake's I saw you two get the win, and now you think you're Impact Stars. No, not yet. You got one more challenge, and one of you's got to face me. So Brandon takes the challenge, considering it an honor to face him. And by the way, Eli Drake's not dressed to wrestle. He's in pants and a shirt.
Why wouldn't he? Why would he be?
So Eli Drake beats the shit out of this guy for less than a minute and wins.
Yay!
Yes, and everything. And Eli Drake wins. Hits the gravy train of Mr. Atlantis, too, and puts his stuff on.
Well, that'll be the easiest $10 he'll make.
That's the easiest payday he'll ever make.
Yep.
You really would like him in the main event scene, but sadly, with Austin Aries, he's going to clog it up. He's clogging it up. And there's too many heels right now.
Yep.
There's too many heels with Aries. So next, it's Moose and Edwards interview time. They are ready for Aries and Cross. And Moose says the same thing he said always about how they made the two mistakes and all this. And Edwards says Moose means more to him than his kendo stick. And now he's going to hit Aries over the head with it.
The Moose or the stick?
No, he's going to hit the stick over. He's going to he's going to hit Aries over the head with the stick.
Oh, okay.
No, Moose means more to him than the stick, though.
Right.
So, time for a knockout title triple threat match as Su Yung with her Undead's bridesmaid takes on Allie with Kiera Hogan and Tessa Blanchard, who I think the camera finally got it right, where she had to go a bit closer to the stage before she does the wink thing.
Yep.
So I think they got a little better this time. This was an okay match. At the end, Allie hits Su Yung with the code breaker. Then Tessa rolls up Allie with the hands on the tights, and Tessa Blanchard becomes champion.
Yay, Tessa.
I really feel like you screwed Su Yung here. I'm like, no, I don't. Su Yung has never not impressed me in Impact at all.
No.
She won the belt. It was horrible because they really could have done something with Allie turning the dark side. But no, they think Su Yung, because she beat Rosemary in the casket and later Madison Rayne, she should be the top thing. Never thought that. I always thought she has never impressed me. So, yeah. So, immediately backstage, Tessa celebrates and says she's exposed Allie out there and says she took Sue's title and there's nothing Sue can do about it. She's the new measuring stick, and if you want to see how tough a diamond really is, be your guest. Be my guest.
Be my guest.
Be our guest. Be our guest.
Next thing.
Gamma Singh with a broom. He is looking for the Desi Hit Squad, and he finds them and beats the shit out of them with the broom as punishment for last week's loss.
He's mopping the floor with them.
He legit is sweeping them, and I like after all this great thing,
abuse of some sort, although they're adults.
And then I just after Tessa's great moment and all this, Gamma Singh comes in with a broom, and I'm like, what? What?
Oh, good God.
Hey, guys! I'm going to beat you with a fucking broom.
Can you wrestle a broomstick?
Can you take a 5-star match with a broomstick? Are you Ric Flair?
Not.
No, you're not Ric Flair.
Nope.
So, Austin Aries and Killer Cross interview. Cross talks first, says things may happen before the match. You think it's a tag match, but things happen. And Aries says,
I wonder what they're setting up.
No one is safe, and says, if I put a concussion on you, Moose, at a Slammiversary, what do you think me and Killer Kross are going to do to you tonight?
Yay.
So then they show the card for when Impact takes on the UK on September 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that I think the big one's going to be Jimmy Havoc versus Sami Callihan.
Yep.
Because it's going to be a hardcore match, you know that. Well, LAX segment, they're upset. They thought they were done with the OGs. And they're like, but Richie, man. Poor Eddie Conan's like, King doesn't respect the rules that we normally have, which was no kids, no family. And then Conan, basically, they're all complaining. Conan gets a call and tells LAX to stay a while. I got to do something.
The same call King got.
The same call King got. They got to do something, so I'll be back. So that is all for that. That is the end of that feud. Until next time. Then we get Grado, Joe Hendry, and Katarina at the Smoke Show. And Katarina's not happy about being here. She's like, this is a surprise, and Scarlett's at times saying things and announces they will face the Desi Hit Squad next week, and Scarlett starts stirring shit up. He gets Grado to a point where he's like knocking things over, and he's like, I'm going to have a stroke, guys. Out of here. And Joe Hendry's like, wait, man. And Katarina's like, Scarlett, don't start cause shit between my boys. And she leaves, and Scarlett says, I think I already did. So next we have another fun match, which is why this show does not get an F. Petey Williams versus Rich Swann.
Yes.
It was another fun match. Rich Swann wins eventually with a rare finisher of a standing shooting star press.
Mm-hmm.
That seems random, out of nowhere on the pinfall.
It's studying Amazing Red.
Yeah. So Rich Swann is happy about his victory over Petey Williams. He says needs a few more wins, and he gets an X Division title shot, and Matt Sydal shows up trying to recruit him. He's like, I don't think you've opened your third eye, man. You need to open your third eye. And Rich is like, dude, I'm not interested. But all that's interrupted by someone saying, somebody help! And Moose is laid out backstage with Cross's X card nearby.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the main event time, as it's Austin Aries and Killer Kross versus Eddie Edwards, because Moose is unable to compete. Because instead of Eddie not finding another partner, he's going to fight Isu on his own. So, of course, he gets his ass kicked through most of the match. He has a few spots, but yeah, basically, Moose comes back with tape around his head, and Killer Kross, Aries is about to tag Killer Kross. Killer Kross jumps off the ropes and is about to leave. Eddie tags in Moose. Moose grabs Aries and is about to do something when he lets him go and hits Eddie with a spear. So yes, Moose has gone Monty Brown and heel turned after a world title match.
Ha! Yay.
I'm sorry, guys. This is dumb. This is what dumb sport. I'm wondering if somehow Vince Russo made his way back into the storylines backstage. If he made his
bro, this guy couldn't win the title, bro. So now we gotta
turn him heel, man. Let's turn him heel against the guy who gave him a concussion, man. Let's turn him heel, and let's also run over a fucking kid. Because why not, bro? Why not? Because WWE was too pussy to do that. I want a kid run over. Run a kid over.
Oh, God.
Bro, run a kid over.
And, of course, then Moose and Aries and Kross beat down Edwards.
There was a chair sandwich spot, and Moose hits the chair over the chair onto Eddie. Eddie's out. Alicia checks on Eddie, slaps Moose. Moose is about to hit Alicia, but then just does the taunt. And the show
And
ends.
Aries backs him off.
Yeah, he just taunts. He's about
We
to...
can't have man-on-woman abuse.
We can have man-on-kid abuse? Fuck that! We can have car-on-kid abuse!
But a man should never hit a woman.
Yeah, man should not, even if it's a heel, he should not hit a woman, man. These are
But
different...
we'll run over a kid.
Hey, run over a kid. Fuck that.
Oh, God.
This show got a D. It wasn't as bad as the first week of the show we did, but fuck God. And it's going to get worse. Seen the tapings for this, how this OG's continues, OG's LAX feud continues, which I was worried about it being this week, that thing happening. We're going to get, I think it's going to be next week. And it's going to be fucking horrible. God. Why? Impact, you were on such a roll. And now,
And then you have to impact it up.
then you had to fuck it up. And the thing you normally do. God.
And on that note, you have anything to sell this week?
No, I have nothing to sell this week. Do you?
Not this week.
With that being said, Miley, we are heading to bed.
Good night, everybody.